Like we're heading to extra time, but there's still 5 minutes to play here, Mark. And by all means, there could be more chances. Still in the box, and it's another goal! And it's Andre Cole, the hero for Croydon! We thought it was over, but it's not over, and Croydon look like they're going to go all the way to the win.
We can't say that now.
Here goes Yuki Sasaki into the area. Penagaris, Chrissy Penagaris. Adelaide Comets have taken the lead.
Falcon there, but it leaves Owen Windsor. And a third for Metro Stars.
Here's Emma Ryan. She's not one of them because she's from Darwin. The shot from DeCola. Oh! Lily DeCola scores in the cup final again and wins it for West Adelaide. Oh, as the ball cuts back here to Odenwalder. And James Odenwalder scores. He makes it 2-0 for West Adelaide on the day.
I bet he was going to be Travella if he puts one in. He goes himself instead. And it's still Soy Sakani. It's unbelievable, David, as well. And that one is definitely going to be credited to him.
Will have to be chased down by Rapawano. He'll put in a cross of his own. Hobbs wasn't able to capture it. It's in! It's not the one that seals up my Atletico promotion.
I got the skills to make the girls sing, and the geezers too. Yeah, we're doing this thing.
Yes, hello, welcome to One Game at a Time. It is Wednesday, the 12th of August, episode number 25 for the year as well, and into finals this weekend, of course, as well. We'll talk about that a bit later on. But first, as always, I'm Sabinu, and I'll reintroduce my co-host as I do every week, starting off with Mr. Mark Talbot. Mark, my question for you this week is if you could learn any language fluently, what language would that be other than, of course, the language you speak in English?
French.
French is not a bad choice whatsoever. Alessio, what about for you?
I would say Japanese.
Another very good choice. And David, for you?
I'd like to brush up on my foul language. So yeah, foul. It's just playing with my organ here. But, yeah.
You're going to say English, David.
Very good.
No more playing of the organs over the course of the podcast, please. I'd be
I'll put it away.
appreciated. Put your organs away.
I do have a question.
Well, Mark's not been paying his internet bill again.
Yeah, Mark's
David.
internet is very poor at the moment.
David,
Slow-mo Mark.
now that
Yeah. I'm going to bring Mark back in a moment because otherwise he's going to keep talking and we won't be able to get anywhere. We'll try and make him sort out his internet issues. But we'll start off with our picks of the week. Alessio, I will start with you first.
Yes, I've got a couple of shout-outs to a couple of clubs and a couple of players too. I'll first start with clubs. The Vipers Football Club. 3 trophies, 3 league titles already secured, as well as a cup win for their under-18s as well. Triple crown, as they said. I'm sure AI has made this, but 3 trophies for them as well. 18s reserves and first team in the first year. They've been relegated from State League 1 for a number of years, so fantastic to see they're doing well on all grades. And they've all got some finals series to look out for as well, and of course another chance for a trophy in a couple of nights' time for the Vipers senior team. Next up, another team who is done well in the all 3 leagues, Modbury Vista. Another trifecta for them of golden boots for the 18s, reserves, and senior leagues. Of course, we know Cooper Wegner very well, one of the highest scoring players. I believe he's got over 75 goals in 100 senior games, or just over. One of the best goals to game ratios I've ever seen. And then this youngster in the 18s, Ethan Wardsworth, 34 goals. Only 18 league games they play in these leagues, so it's a big tally to get. But again, great to see all 3. I think they have all in finals as well. Next up, another one, the Cove, producing another player through their junior pathway, who's reached the first team as well. This being Dylan Martin. An interesting story about him as well, as you can see there in the stats. He played most of his juniors in the JSL League, which was now renamed, I think, to the YSL League. It goes to show you never know what journey you have. You still can find your way to senior football, even coming through from the second tier competition in the juniors. And then I think there was one more, was a retirement post for Andrew Orfanu from the Adelaide Uni Soccer Club he is now. He celebrated his final game on the weekend against Vipers, scored in it, 1 goal, dominant win 6-0 against the Vipers for Adelaide Uni. Unfortunately, they missed out on the final series after Western Strikers won their game also, but an outstanding career, played in the NPL for Metro Stars, also played for the Cobras as well in the state leagues, and has pretty much had success everywhere he's gone. And we've seen plenty of him due to his free kicks and how many he's scored. So excellent career for him. We'll see what comes in the future, and potentially, you never know, he could be joining us in the commentary booth sometime soon. So congratulations to him and to the rest of the clubs mentioned.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you for that, Alessio. I'll go next. I was at some intercontinental, or was it continental football last night in the ACL with Adelaide United versus Kong An Hanoi. Unfortunately, our Reds did lose 2-0. We might talk a bit about the game itself later, but I just want to talk about, I guess, the atmosphere at the game. It was interesting. It was very much a different type of atmosphere, I guess, expected to an A-League game. A very large away contingent from the Khan fans, as it's abbreviated. I do have photos because the most fascinating part for me is we were sat in the northern stand. You can see there looks relatively full from this side and from broadcast side. But the strange part of the night is when you look over to the right, the main stand completely empty. And I don't think I've seen that at Hindmarsh, maybe since they've hosted an Australia Cup game there in the lower rounds against another A-League side. It certainly created a bit of echoiness sometimes when the chants were coming out. But overall, it was an interesting experience. Of course, Adelaide United will still get to play in Asian football, but in ACL too in the coming months as well. Disappointing not to get the result on the night, but a great environment, a great atmosphere, and still can't wait for more Asian football to come our way in Adelaide in a few months while the A-League is going to start. Mark, I'll go to you. Let's hope that your internet is a bit better now and you can talk.
Let's hope so, hey? Can you hear me now?
We can hear
Much
you.
better.
Good. I did want to ask David if what that keyboard was, how many keys it had. Maybe you can tell me that later.
You should probably, just get on with your pick, and I'll give you the answer when we go forward to the past in about 5 minutes.
Sounds good. My pick of the week.
Thanks for taking an interest.
Mate, mate, I'm always looking out.
Give you the answer.
My
later.
pick of the week is probably just the coaching changes and reappointments that we have seen of late. We saw Van Dommel's been appointed for 2 more years at Metro Stars. Carmichael's taken over at Cove. Ben Masiska's moved on from Eastern United. And I know you boys have seen some of the other ones as well. But it's just, I think it's that time of the year where we're going to see a lot of coaching changes around the place. It leads into, we might even have some news a bit later on about another one that's from the WNPL that's looking for a new coach. Adelaide Uni parted ways with Duncan, friend of the show, Duncan. So plenty of changes in the coaching ranks. So keep an eye out. There'll be some new faces on the benches next year.
Absolutely. We'll most certainly keep an eye out for that. As you mentioned, of course, in our interview, maybe some exclusive scoops. Should we go to that now, Mark? Should we go to that interview?
Oh, why not?
I think we should. Let's go. Oh, wait, no, I forgot. David hasn't done his pick.
Hang on a second.
I was nearly perfect.
Well, I'm not sure what my pick is because I had a few and I'm not sure if I'm allowed to talk about the ones I picked. Is one of them the WSL game tonight? Am I allowed to talk about that?
Oh, yes, you can.
Well, thanks very much. Tonight, Adelaide City are playing at Western Strikers. This is a catch-up game in the Women's State League. City, if they win that, will be level in points with Sturt Lions on 51. And if they can win it by 5, then they will be, they'll be level in goal difference as well. So then I guess it goes to goals for. So to get to be level in goals for, they need 7 goals tonight. And that will be that's the penultimate game in the WSL being played tonight. Catch-up game, Adelaide City and Strikers. So we wish City all the best, and we look forward to a win from them, I think, so that we can have one of these league games that decides the league outcome. I'm a massive fan of that. I get very excited about that sort of thing. There's another one coming up this weekend, of course, as well in State League 1. But I think that's my pick. I think that'll do, right?
No, perfect. And I do apologise for nearly completely forgetting that you nearly didn't get the opportunity to talk as well. So that's my apologies.
Cool.
Okay. Mark, do you mind just restarting the end of your paragraph before, and then we can do that again because that was nearly smooth.
Oh, I can't even remember what I said.
Oh, okay. Should we go to the interview, Mark?
Yeah, why not?
Let's do it.
Yeah, let's do it.
Wow, it's been so good so far. The episode's gone so smoothly on this Wednesday night. Alessio's had no internet connection. We haven't had any connections issues, and it's just been a really lovely time. And unfortunately, Alessio just unavailable all of a sudden, and just unable to do the interview as I'm interrupted by the knock at the door of coming from David's direction.
It is, but you never asked me what the answer was. It's 88. It's okay.
Sure, whatever that's about.
88 is the answer to the question. I'll let you get the door.
Yeah, get the door, please. I wonder who it could be. Wow, I'm in suspense. David, who is it?
You won't guess who it is. It's Campbelltown's. It's Campbelltown Cities. It's Campbelltown Cities, Anna Pritchard and Summer Doman.
Wow. How good. I'm so excited for this. And everyone can hear each other, and it's a wonderful time had by all.
Fingers crossed.
Yes, fingers crossed. We'll start off. Question I ask, I guess thanks again as well for the both of you for joining us. Take us through your footballing journey up until now. Anna, we'll start with you.
So I started playing soccer when I was 5. I grew up in the hills, so I started down in Stirling districts. And then when I moved to the city, I went to Adelaide City for my juniors, and then went to Cumberland for quite a long time. And then moved to West, went to Salisbury Inter for 1 year, back to West for a couple of years, and then now just finishing up at Campbelltown.
Perfect. Summer, for you, your clubs, and how you got to where you are now?
So I started when I was 10 years old at Modbury Jets, my local area. I then moved to Para Hills Knights, and then I went all the way down to West Beach to play at Adelaide Jaguars for 3 years. And Sean was one of the coaches that got me going. So then I got into the state program for a year, and then I went back to local, which was at Adelaide City as well, and then Mulberry Vista, and now I'm at Campbelltown, and I'm going to stay here.
Perfect. Of course, this weekend you head into the final series, but you had the final round this past weekend. Anna, I guess your perspective on the match as a whole, it was a win for you guys. Great goals, a great free kick from Marina Asada as well, one of them. How did you see the match from your perspective?
Petra is always a tough battle. I think we've been building momentum as the season's gone on, but probably not our best last couple of games. But I think to not play your best and then still get a result is very impressive, and very lucky that we've got some pretty formidable forwards at the moment, putting goals away, like your Marina and Dorba as well. So yeah, good to get the win. Hopefully we can build on that come this week's first finals round.
Yeah, absolutely. Big game coming up. We'll talk about that one a bit later. Summer, I'll go to you. Of course, you were with Campbelltown last year in what was a big year. You qualified in 5th on the final day. And I suppose for you guys then, you were outsiders and underdogs. Then you ended up going the whole way to the grand final as well. You're in the same position in terms of the league ladder this year. But do you think there's more expectation within the team, but of course also from the outside now, knowing what you can do from 5th place?
Yeah, I think it depends on the day whether you want it or not. And I feel like Campbelltown is built on a community where we want to do it for each other. We want to do it for the club. And we shown it last year that just play and have fun can get you to the grand final. So I feel like it is an expectation that we do want to take the grand final, win and get there, because it was really hard last year, losing, but I feel like that's built us for, this kind of final series, and we're just excited to get there.
Yeah, absolutely. Anna, I'll go back to you for one more from me until I go to the others. You said about the goal scoring that your team is going. You got 12 yourself this year. You were 5th in the Golden Boot. You only got 3 last year with West Adelaide. I suppose for this now coming to Campbelltown, has that been? Is that something that's changed in your game this year, or is it just something that's just for some reason it's come to you this year and you just scored a bagful?
I don't know what's happened this year. I think probably in past seasons, it just hasn't really been my role to, I don't know, I've never seen it as my role to be the goal scorer. Probably seen myself more as someone to sort of help win possession, help set up, building up play, or get an assist here and there. I've never really had that sort of killer instinct for goal. Whereas I feel like in Campbelltown, especially the first half of the season, we probably needed someone that was pushing forward and trying to score more goals. So I think it just changed my focus, and I don't know, maybe it comes with age, but probably a bit in front of the goals now as well. So that helped me be a bit more clinical than when you're a bit younger and you're put up in that moment. But yeah.
Well, it's worked very well for you guys as we've seen.
I want to ask you about the guy with the sign for Olivia Bramley every week. He's the fella that holds a sign up, says Olivia for Team of the Week. And I got chatting to him one night. Actually, I think it was a game you were sitting off for, Summer. You were maybe suspended, which we can talk a little bit about if you want. But Who is he? What's the relationship that he has with Olivia, if I can ask that, and to the team for that matter? Who is he? Who is this mystery man?
He's our number one mascot. Harrison is he's a colleague of Liv's. They work together, and they work quite closely together when she was doing her PhD and things. And then he just came out to a few games, and then the girls just really got around him, and he started making signs for us each week, which were very cute and very personalised, depending on sort of what happened that week. Obviously, Bramley's his number one, so a lot of them are cheering her on. But I've been given a couple to take home with me. But yeah, he's just a diehard. Comes out every week, cheers us on. So it's nice. It's important for us to have people coming out to support us in the women's game, because we don't always get the biggest crowd. So it is really special to have some diehards that aren't just parents.
Yeah, he's just a breath of fresh air, because he's really dedicated for us to win and to be happy. A couple of weeks ago, he was in the change rooms, and I can't remember if it was a loss or a win, but he did a massive speech, and we actually were able to win 5 games in a row without conceding, and we felt that it was because of his speech, because it was beautiful. And he just is so diehard fan for Campbelltown, and we love it. And my favourite sign that he did was hat Pritch, because she scored a hat trick, but he made it with Pritch, and hat trick. So that was funny.
So that sounds like he would be a good candidate for a new coach if you were looking for a new coach at some point.
Yes.
Which leads me into my next question, and I guess I'm stealing Mark Talbot's thunder here a little bit. There is a little rumour going around just now. I don't know if it's been announced publicly, but there's a rumour going around that your two coaches, Amir Gosti and Joey Rikiki, might not be there next year. You're at liberty to talk a little bit about that. I'll go to you first, Anna.
It's not a secret anymore. The boys have spoken to us girls first and foremost to let us know that they've decided to take a step back for next season. So we're aware of that. Now we can just focus on final series with them, and hopefully send them out with a bang is the goal. Hopefully they get back into it down the track. But I think they've had an amazing run, and it's nice to have a little bit of a break and have more time for themselves and their family, and hopefully in a couple of years they get the itch and get back into the women's game.
Cool. And Summer, for you, obviously you've Anna's just been there this year. You've been there a bit longer. I mean, what does it mean for you to see those two go?
It's really sad because they're just the best duo. To have them reach out to myself a couple years, not last year, the year before, they noticed me through the state league, and they just loved my aura, how I presented myself, and they just wanted to bring me over. And Amir and Joey just sat me down, and they said, this is our plan when we get into WNPL, and we want you in the team, and we want you to grow. You're still young. We want you to kind of be a player that embarks their journey. And I just loved their vibe. I loved how they made me feel, which I hadn't felt in previous clubs, but just felt appreciated for, I guess, how I am. And I never noticed how much they really valued me. And I really like both of them. It's going to be super sad, but they've done such a good job within the last 3 years, and I'm happy to have been 2 years with them. So yes.
Cool. Well, maybe if Olivia Bramley's friend comes in to coach, you guys will do okay anyway, by the sounds of it.
Yeah.
I've got a viewer question, Seb. It's from a Mr. Joey Rikiki, and he asks Summer, how are you going with your fines? What's the damage in dollars so far? I think she might have the most fines. Is that something that you have an issue or a problem with this year? Is your discipline or your antics, is it, Summer?
It's my technology. I am always on my phone, but I'm never answering messages. It would be like Kira Glintz would be like, oh, you getting there at this time? And I'd be like, what time? And so I'm always getting fines for either not being there on time or not being where we need to be, or what change room, or $20 was for my red card. So I'm basically paying for all the drinks. So everyone's just getting my price.
You're both relatively new to the club. Anna, first year, Summer, second year. But what drew you both to the club in the first place?
Well, obviously I came back last year after having a baby, and it was hard work, but then I just felt like I probably didn't play as much as I wanted, and I was still finding my form last year. And I don't know, I think in myself I felt like I had more to give to the game. I just didn't feel quite done yet. So I wanted to go somewhere where, I don't know, that I could sort of be seen for that value that I could bring, and hopefully break into that 11 a bit more frequently. And then I knew quite a few of the girls before I moved to Campbelltown, and I think the camaraderie between the girls is something quite special. Something that some of my favourite seasons have been because of the friendships and things I've had with the girls and how we've stuck together, even in those really tough games. So I think I could sort of see that they had that special something amongst the playing group, and that showed last year when they journeyed through the final series, and they just stuck together, and there was none of that sort of negativity towards each other, and they just really tight little band, and something that I wanted to be part of. And then of course Joey and Amero just wanted me to come and enjoy my football again, so that was nice for them just to support me doing that, and love it.
Summer for you?
For me, because I was in State League at the same time as Campbelltown when I was playing for Murray Vista, there was a vibe that I saw that kind of Pritch touched on. It was the connection between the girls, but also between the coaching staff. And I feel like they wanted it. They wanted to succeed. They've got that ambition to. Yes, you can have fun in football, but I feel like at the end of the day, we're hungry for it. And I just noticed it at Campbelltown, when even just like versing in, like, it was the rivalry between Murray Vista and Campbelltown, because it was always the top two.
Yeah.
And then I just wanted to come over because I could see it in a different light, that it was somewhere where I wanted to grow within WNPL. So yeah, it was kind of that vibe, like they were hungry to win, and I love that, because some clubs we just have fun, where I feel like there's a difference when Amira and Joey, like, the heart, soul, blood, sweat, tears into the girls really stood out for me.
Again, so this is a question for both of you. Campbelltown have the setup of the main pitch and a back pitch, which is artificial. You get shifted between the two quite a lot. Which one do you prefer, the main pitch or the artificial?
So yeah, we do flick between the two pitches a little bit. Obviously they're just got to maintain the grass through winter. I'm a big fan of artificial, so I prefer playing on the pitch down the bottom, especially since I've had that light upgrade this year. It's a nice pitch. It's quite a few nice artificial pitches, I think, across the league. I just feel like the ball sort of stays truer, in my opinion. And yeah, I don't know, maybe because I'm getting older, grass is a bit heavier on the legs as well. So but yeah, definitely like the back pitch.
Summer for you?
Well, this is quite funny because I prefer grass, even though we've had a really wet winter this year, so it has impacted Campbelltown's grass. But something about a bigger pitch to be able to build up as a fullback, I feel allows me to run kind of better. I think with artificial, it's really hard. It kind of affects my body, where grass is often it's just how I feel. And I think as like a very attacking fullback, especially when we play two up front, it really allows me to kick in, where most people have kind of like that short sprint, where I'm very long sprint. So it's good for me in that way.
Anna, can you sum up the feeling of playing against West Adelaide in your 300th game, and also the only team to beat them in the league this year?
Well, yeah, it's hard to describe that feeling. I think in the moment, scoring such a late winner, it just felt like my heart fell through my ass. I think I don't have any sort of ill feeling towards West Adelaide, so there wasn't any sort of like nasty satisfaction, but it was my 300th, and I think, you know, there's always that little bit of sort of rivalry against the old club, and I think the girls, I really felt like they dug deep to put on an amazing performance that entire game, and then just to seal it with a cracking finish in the dying minutes was, it's a very memorable moment. I was speaking to the boys, Joey and Amaro, as well, because I'm going to retire at the end of the year. So I just said that was just, no matter what happens in finals, there's just such a sweet feeling to this year. So yeah, very special.
Okay, Mark, you have one more for Summer.
Yes, Summer, you're still young, early 20s, I'm assuming. Apart from football, what's a day in the life, or what do you do with yourself outside of the beautiful game?
I'm obsessed with my four-wheel drive. I have a Navara that I've completely decked out, and this year in June I went to the Finke Desert Race in the outback. I went through all South Australia. I do have the Great Ocean Road booked in after soccer's over as like a little treat. But beside that, I'm just really obsessed with Australia. I like just going in my car, off-roading, but I'm really drawn to high rocks. And I think that's what has allowed me to have a quite good stamina, is I just like to do really high, like kind of workouts as well. Like I'm very active outside soccer, so it all kind of works together. That's kind of what I do.
Any more from you, Mark?
The only other thing I was going to say was you talk about obviously that type of it, but also I think your mum has a business that you jump on, and that's what you do for during the day. She supports the Campbelltown as well as a sponsor.
Yeah. So she sponsors Campbelltown because she wanted to be a part of it, and she goes to all the sponsors nights and she really enjoys it. She's never sponsored anything really, and she wanted to get into it. And I know like I love my mum, I love our work, and I was like, well, you need to sponsor Campbelltown. It gives back to the community, and she just wants to help out. I actually do have a little sister who is 12, and she plays in the under 14s at Campbelltown. So we've got two girls at Campbelltown, and then Kira Glintz, we actually work together. So we style houses, so property stylist with the interior design. And yeah, Kira works at my mum's place.
David, finally to you. Anything else from you?
Well, just a couple of things before I go into my quiz. I'm going to try and use the phrase, my heart fell through my arse at least once at work this week. Thanks for that, Anna Pritchard. I'm not sure exactly what it means, but honestly, I'm going to challenge myself to try and use that phrase at least once, maybe twice. And I think we should all try it. Seb, Mark, Alessia, we should all try and use my heart fell through my arse at least once at work.
I'll use it in commentary.
Yes. Well, I don't know if you'll get away with that.
I'm going to try.
But yeah, just something else you said there, Anna, about retiring at the end of this year. So that's a plan for you. I don't think we were aware of that. So breaking news here: Anna Pritchard to retire at the end of this year.
Yeah. Just thought I'd follow the train with Amaro and Joey. No, I don't. It's not really a secret. The club's sort of known since I signed on at the start of the year that this is probably the last. And what a good one it's been. Just, I don't know, got a nearly 2-year-old, and I'm juggling work, football and family life. So it's just, I don't know, it feels like a good time. And I've been chasing that feeling since the West Adelaide treble year. And I think this year's had a similar sort of feeling to it for me. So I don't have to chase it anymore. I think it's, I think I found what I was up. So it feels like
I guess that kind of leads on to just a quick follow-up question. I mean, your plan, would you stay in football at all, or are you just going to take a complete break and look after the little one, or, do you see yourself having involvement in football in future?
I'm probably going to definitely take a complete break for some time, and then down the line, I'm not opposed to sort of getting back into football in some capacity, whether it be coaching or playing Masters with you, David.
I tell you, when you get to my age, Anna, it's great grandmasters you're playing. Maybe you'd consider co-commentary. There's another option for you. You could do co-commentary to start with in the WNPL, and that could lead you to lead commentary. Who knows? That's something to maybe think about.
Yep, absolutely. Love to do that. I just shout out to all the people that I love half the game. You're like, amazing.
Yeah.
There's so many great players, people, especially. So yeah, just be a little hype girl.
Well, I'd be keen to have you on board in a game I'm doing. That would be awesome. And just before we go to the quiz, another quick one. Summer, you didn't mention your mother's business name, I don't think. What's the business name?
It's called Platinum Property Styling.
There you go, folks. If you're needing some styling done and you want Ciara Glintz and Summer Doman roaming around your house, rearranging your bedroom, then get in touch with them.
Making it better.
Yes, that's it. And so on that note, Seb, it is now time for...
David Grant Quiz Production.
We are moving into the conclusion now of the guest slot where I have a quick fire quiz. I've got about 6 or 7 questions I'm going to ask you in 60 seconds. Seb has a little timer that will count down. You've got to try and think in your... Yes, Summer's shocked by this. She's never seen the show before. I think we should maybe go to Anna. We should maybe go to Anna first.
Nah, start with Summer.
Okay. Yeah, I think we'll start with you, Anna. That's just what I've got down anyway. Now, there is a little bit of a delay with you, Anna, so I'll just I'll make sure I hear your answers. I'll give you a few extra seconds to reply. We'll maybe even squeeze a couple extra questions in. But I am ready. Are you ready to start, Anna?
Yeah.
Okay, Seb. The timer when you're ready.
All right, timer starts in 3, 2, 1, go.
Anna Pritchard, you beat Metro Stars at the weekend 3-1. Who scored Metro Stars' goal? It's okay to... Do you want to move on?
You can pass.
Okay.
It was almost an own goal. Have you watched it back?
Now's not the time to discuss this. This is the quickfire quiz, Anna.
I don't know. Summer Doman.
No. Campbelltown's first goal in the league came in round 2 match against Salisbury Inter, a game you lost 2-1. Who scored the goal in that game for you?
Summer Doman.
Well done,
No.
correct. Yes, not correct. Moving on. How many goals has Summer Doman scored in the league this year?
1.
Correct. It was that game against Salisbury Inter. Well done. You beat Flinders United 8-0 in round 15. Who were the 4 different goal scorers in that match?
Dorba.
Correct.
Myself.
Correct.
Lydia and Yuka.
Well done. All 4 are correct, yes. Anna Pritchard, Chelsea Dauber, Lydia Gable, and Yuki Tsukuda, whose name I kept mispronouncing. So you only managed to get 4 questions answered there, but you got 3 of the 4 right.
That's
so you
not
got 3
fair
points.
because I don't think you guys have seen the goal from the weekend.
I have.
Then you know why that wasn't a good question.
It's his questions.
Yes.
David
Right.
the goal, clearly.
Seb might be able to dig that one out in a little bit of time for us before we sign off. But now I've got to go over to Summer Doman. You've got to beat 3 this week, Summer. Are you ready for your questions?
Ready.
Okay.
All right,
Seb.
3, 2, 1, go.
Summer Doman, how many goals has Anna Pritchard scored in all competitions in 2026?
12.
Ooh, 12 in the league and 2 others, so 14 altogether. Anna has got 12 goals in the league this year. Where did that place her in the Golden Boot race with 1 round remaining?
Pritch, I'm sorry, 5th?
Correct. Well done. You got a point. Who beat Metro Stars at the weekend? Oh, you beat Metro Stars at the weekend 3-1. What was the score when you played them back in round 10 or thereabouts?
Was it a 2-1?
No, it was 1-0. Campbelltown had a poor start to 2026, lost all 4 opening games. Who did you beat in round 5 for the first league points?
Flinders?
Well done, yes. Here's the next question. You beat Flinders United 8-0 in that game. How many goals did Anna score in that tie?
That was a hat trick.
Oh, I've got 2.
Oh, no! I swear it was a hat
Well,
trick.
2, Anna, right?
Which game was that?
Against Flinders, round 15. 2 goals you got.
Yeah, just the 2.
Yeah, so look, it's finished 3-3 this week, a draw, and what a fitting way to end this competition, I think, to have a draw between 2 guests that have equally liked and admired by all of us.
She's my mum.
Absolutely. Thank you for that, David, as always. And with that, that brings us to the end of our chat, Summer and Anna. We very much appreciate all the time that we've been able to do this with you guys. We appreciate it. Good luck for the finals as well. A big game against Adelaide Comets. It will be, of course, in a grand final rematch. Very much looking forward to that one on the weekend. Yeah. But yeah, thank you both again for joining us. Very much appreciated. And yeah, good luck for the finals.
Beautiful.
Thank
Thanks
you for having us.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you again to both of them for joining us in a pre-recorded interview. It was good fun. And yeah, once again, we wish them luck for the big finals game this weekend, of course, in the grand final rematch against Adelaide Comets. With that, we'll go on to the State League 2 results and the results from all around the grounds from this past weekend. Across both the north and south, Elizabeth Grove playing out a 1-1 draw against Angle Vale. Mowbray Vista 4-0 winners over Gawler Eagles. Pontian Eagles losing 3-0 to Salisbury Inter. Elizabeth Downs 6-2 winners over Barossa. And Northern Demons 1-0 over Port Adelaide. In the south, Western Strikers, Adelaide Hills playing out a 7-3 the way of Western Strikers. Noarlunga 3-0 over Adelaide Titans. Garn 3-2 over Mount Barker. Adelaide Uni 6-0 over Vipers. And Plimpton losing just 1-0 to Seaford Rangers. Alessio, the 2 sides playing in the championship final will be coming off losses.
Yeah, it's interesting. I mean, I think a lot of us actually predicted that there would be resting players or potentially giving debuts to younger players as well in that last game. For Vipers, they're facing Adelaide Uni team with everything to play for. They needed to win to have even a chance at making the top 4 with Western Strikers playing off against a tough Hawks outfit. But losing 6-0 before a grand final is very tough. And for Plimpton, I believe Pontian, I think they lost, was it 3-1?
3-0.
3-0, sorry. Yeah,
At
to
home.
Salisbury Inter. So, yeah, again, I think they had a debut in that game as well. I think maybe Vipers might have given one as well. But it's very interesting. I mean, in other leagues, they have the week off before the final. And unfortunately, they don't get that in the state leagues. But it's going to be tough. But I guess both of them are coming from the same place. So they both know that it was just a blip in their season. I think their points tallies is very, very similar. I think 39 and maybe 38. So they both had quite successful seasons. For Vipers, though, I'll have to say that a lot of their results have come by the odd goal or 2 in the last couple of games, especially against some of their nearest rivals as well. I mean, only winning 1-0 against Hawks, 2-1 against Noarlunga, 1-0 against Titans. I mean, they're all wins, you have to say, but all those teams are not playing finals. While for Pontian, besides the blip on the weekend, they'd beaten a lot of teams around them and had the confidence coming into this weekend. I think they were probably 10 or 15 points clear in the midway point of the season until they started dropping some games. So I'd say of the 2, Pontian would probably be the more on-form team, while for Vipers, they've been in a grand final before. They've been in, I think, 3 at this point. So they know how to do it on the big stage. Of course, they lost in 2019 against the Hawks, lost on penalties against Western Strikers maybe, and then beat Adelaide Uni, I think. Something like that. I think the 3 finals they were in to memory. But yeah, very interesting last game of the seasons. I guess we'll go through some of the other ones as they came about. Noarlunga ending their season strong with a 3-0 win over Adelaide Titans. Adelaide Uni, a great 6-0 win at TK Shutter Reserve for their final game of the season. Seaford coming into finals, another 1-0 win for them over Plimpton. They've had a good run in the last couple of games, Seaford, and they're one of the top scoring teams in the league as well. So they're ones to look out for in the final series. Garn, only losing out in the league by 1 point in the end.
Yeah.
But yeah, in my opinion, I guess they struggled quite a lot against us in the second half. They were 3-0 up at halftime at home on a tough pitch to play. I'm sure a lot of teams are going to find that this season. And then in the second half, they conceded 2 unanswered goals and probably could have lost all 3 points there on a couple of occasions. But they're definitely one to look out for because they play some good football no matter what the facilities and pitch is like. And you don't see that very often for teams that are playing at home on a grass pitch. Western Strikers, 7-3, of course, another one of the teams that seems to just be smashing the goals in. I mean, 13 goals in the last 2 games. If that's anything to go by, they're another team that loves to score. They found it difficult at home, went 1-0 down. It was about 5-3 before they ended up scoring a couple more to make it secure. But they've got the top scorer in the league in Matisse Pylon St. Louis. And he's going to be one that will get the results for them. I'll quickly go to the north with some of the results. Of course, Salisbury Inter beating the league leaders and the team in the championship is always going to be positive, no matter if they're resting players or not. So a 3-0 win for them was comprehensive. Mulberry Vista, 4-0 over Gawler Eagles. They've secured another finals berth, but this time finally not in the top 2. See if that helps them out later in the season. Elizabeth Grove and Angle Vale, the last game at Dauncey Reserve for Elizabeth Grove, ended in a 1-0 draw. Heartbreak for them as it was a 95th minute equaliser for Angle Vale. And it came courtesy of, I think it's ex-Cove, ex-Pirates, maybe even somewhere else, but Desiree Condogoro. I think he's been in a couple of clubs, and I think he came up from Melbourne, but scoring his first goal for the club in a vital position there. Northern Demons, 1-0 win over Port Adelaide Pirates. I believe even with their game in hand, they're unable to make finals now, with the teams above them winning. So they've got one more game to play, but I guess it's like the other ones. It's not a lot to play for. And Elizabeth Downs, comprehensive 6-2 win over Barossa United. They're going to be playing finals in their first year in the state leagues. And I think they're going to be another one tough to play against away from home.
Yeah, Elizabeth Downs, I think one that we all just about predicted in our preseason, saying that we think they were going to at least make finals in their first season. Mark, anything else out about State League 2 other than really just bring on Friday night? He's muted. Oh, nearly.
You muted me. Yeah, no, just on Friday night, just get down to the game if you can get along and watch, because it should be a really enticing game, actually. Both teams have been standouts. Both teams got relatively good form. The Vipers, for me, probably the form team, 4 wins in the last 5. So it should be a quite an enticing game to get down and watch.
Absolutely. We'll see if that influences your prediction later on. Yeah, Alessio?
I was going to say, both teams relatively newer teams to the state leagues, but they've got some great fans. I mean, we've seen it the last time that Vipers were in a grand final. We saw it the last time Pontian got promoted at home at their home pitch. They both, one's in the facilities, getting new facilities in the future. Sorry, the other one's got a new facility, so it's going to be great to see which one of these teams can go straight back up. Of course, both were the relegated State League 1 teams last year.
Absolutely, very much looking forward to that. Of course, we'll talk a bit more about it later on. We'll go into the WSL for round 20, the second to last round. Sturt Lions defeating Western Strikers at 7-0. Adelaide Jaguars 4-1 over Elizabeth Grove. Adelaide City 7-0 over South Adelaide, and Robbery Jets losing to the Cove 2-1. Mark, it's still coming down to goal difference as Adelaide City play now, and I believe that still sits at 0-0. But 2 7-0 results for each of them doesn't really help anybody in that situation.
It doesn't help either side. It really doesn't. I mean, Adelaide City, yes, if they would have, they need the goal difference, but Sturt just keep going. No, we're just going to keep scoring goals, just keep pushing away from you in terms of goal difference, because it's 5 goals now. So Adelaide City need some goals tonight, and then obviously it comes down to the last game of the season, which is what we always want. We want to see a battle on the last day of the season. So Sturt have got South Adelaide, Adelaide City have got Strikers, so we'll get to that later on, but it's going to be quite an enticing game if Adelaide City get the result they need tonight, which is being played at the moment. I'm not sure where that's at, actually. I don't
It's
know where
at
they're
Western
playing it.
Strikers, and
It's at
currently
Western Strikers.
I can't actually give you live score updates. All I know is that it's starting a minute ago.
Yeah, I was gonna say it'd be a late kickoff too, being a Wednesday night. But yeah, look, Jaguars finishing strongly in the end. They had a bit of a blip, but they sort of come home quite well in the end to finish third, going to finish third. They can't be toppled out of that third spot. Mowbray Jets losing to the Cove 2-1. So Cove will be quite happy with that, closing that gap to the Jags, and Grove, South Adelaide struggling at the foot of the table, and Western Strikers just sort of above them. So all those teams have got lots to look forward to, though, because there's the WSL seems to be getting stronger each year. So they've also got obviously that one game to go. No changes effectively like Western Strikers, Cove and Mowbray are really just fighting out for that one's who's going to finish higher out of those three.
Yeah.
And obviously then it just comes down to Sturt and Adelaide City and who's going to get that promotion spot, who's going to have to play in the promotion relegation battle.
Absolutely, and of course that will be has been decided. We'll talk about that later on when we go into the WNPL chat. But we'll go into State League 1 for round 21. We started on the Thursday night between Salisbury and South Adelaide. South Adelaide getting the 3-2 win at PSG Energy Park and effectively dragging Salisbury United down into State League 2 with them with that one. Adelaide Croatia Raiders 4-2 over the Cove. Eastern also 4-2 in a big one there against Atletico. Mowbray Jets 4-0 over Cobras. Fulham and Blue Eagles playing out a 0-0, and Cumberland defeated 2-0 by Adelaide Olympic. I was at Salisbury and South Adelaide on the Thursday night. I will have to try and remember what went on. It's a good week ago now. If I'm being completely honest, it wasn't the greatest standard of football, and I can almost understand off that one game how these two sides maybe are sitting towards that bottom end of the table. South Adelaide still taking a shock early lead. 2 goals in the space of 2 minutes really killed off the game. It was a healthy crowd there in Salisbury as well, which was really good to see. And you could tell there was a bit of hope in the air. And of course, they knew the equation of what had to happen tonight. But it was just a few moments of goals and really just made the difference. A few goals in the first 15 minutes gave us an insane start. But overall, Salisbury and South Adelaide, the two sides are relegated. And of course, we'll be playing, as I said this, I imagine in the North and South. And if they're not playing in the North and South each, I'll be very confused as to where they do fall. But yeah, so those two sides now relegated. Jacob Jones and Matt Taylor late on a retake of a penalty as well, Matt Taylor's goal, and Nicholas Samaras with 2 and Lucas Papageorgiou as well, the goal scorer. But those two sides into State League 2 for next year. Mark, where else do you want to go?
Oh, I could just jump straight into the Raiders Cove game because that was then played. Croatia Raiders coming away with a 4-2 win over Cove. It was Friday night, yes. I was just trying to think about that then. Meticulous Chikwuba, Jatta and Zappler scoring the very late goal. JJ Rideout doing what he does, scoring a brace in this game, 8 minutes and 81 minutes. But Raiders are effectively in the end sealing it quite well with the 96 minute from Zappler. Penalty there, and unfortunately it was nothing but a penalty in that instance. And I have to admit, I do like the penalty, the very short run up and knocked it home. I have to admit, I was impressed with that. But that kept Raiders at the top of the table for the night. And then obviously Olympic were playing a day later. They played on the Saturday night. So that came down to Olympic playing Cumberland. I'll jump into that and then I'll let Alessio take over from there. Olympic needing to win to keep the pressure on and forcing it to the last game of the season. Kitsamba scoring an absolute cracking goal in the 30th minute. Great touch to beat the defender. The ball in from Mitras. This touch here is just absolutely outstanding. And then the finish is just as pretty. And then Ethan Nassau scoring in the 70th. Cumberland just couldn't quite manage to damage Olympic in any way. And Olympic coming away with the 2-0 win, which, like I said, kept them just 1 point behind Raiders. And we will discuss this later, but they play against each other this weekend. And then I'll let Alessio jump on with the rest of those.
Alessio, to you.
Yeah, I'll talk about the Fulham Blue Eagles. I believe we didn't talk about that one. 0-0 draw. Not the best of games, but a couple massive chances for the Golden Boot leader, Luke Fusco, who is struggling for some goals of recent and has a bit of competition coming up behind him who haven't scored recently too. So he's got chances to extend that. And unfortunately, two fantastic saves produced by the Blue Eagles keeper stopped him in his tracks. And you can probably see the frustration of the last couple of games after this one, which didn't fall in the back of the net. But yeah, nil or draw doesn't really help either team. Both of them are fighting for their place to stay in the six now after brief stints looking for the title as well. I'll go to Modbury Codburghs. I'm not sure if we talked about that one.
No, go for it. Go for it.
Yep, that one. So another comprehensive win for Modbury. They stayed in the hunt for the title race before some of the results later in the day occurred. But you've got to say, a man who loves late August, September, Hamish McCabe has been coming to the fore the last couple games with some absolute crackers. I don't know what's got in his boots, or if he's just taking this long to stay fit and get back into the team and be the impact he has. But Paul Wilson with a birthday goal there as well. Saw him post about that one this week, so I'm sure he's happy about that. And you would after he was almost denied with the crossbar there. But just seems like they score some really good team moves, Modbury Jets, because they have so many players that are scoring goals. I think this one's Nicholas Graves, and Tasotti gets one late in the game. But the goals coming from everywhere for them at the moment, and they're a team in hot form. And if they're not going for the league title, I think they're one of the hot favourites to get that second promotion spot. Here's their fourth goal late in the game. They had all their target men scoring goals, and then Tasotti left it late to score his as well. So, yeah, I guess for Cobras as well, fortunately, with the result during the week, it led them to not be able to be relegated. And, of course, they were too far away from finals as well. Eastern United Atletico, is that the other one?
Go for it.
Yep, go for it.
Yep, another 4-2, but probably not the way we would have expected. Eastern United, after securing their status in State League One in the last couple of weeks, they really put a good show out for their home fans against a team clinging on to that top six position in Atletico. I mean, I believe at one point this year they were top of the league, Atletico, but they haven't been for a number of weeks. And with their form recently, they could be the one to slip out, to be honest. But some of the goals in this game were absolutely fantastic from the Eastern point of view. And even from the Atletico point of view, there's the last goal in this game, when it gets to it, is from an Isaac Martini. I'm sure you've heard about him when he was playing for Adelaide City, scoring late goals off the bench. Hasn't had much this season in terms of chances. I think he's been injured for a while as well, so he hasn't had that opportunity. But Damien Francesca, I think this is his second goal in 2 games. I believe he must have been promoted from the reserves this season, because I hadn't seen him until the last couple of weeks, and now he's scored 2 in 2. But for Eastern, of course, their coach announcing this week that, or maybe it was the end of last week, that he was not going to continue for next season. I believe he's going to take these last couple of games still as well, and the players probably would have known that too. But yeah, it's unfortunate for them. I mean, retaining their status is what you want to do as one of the promoted teams from last season. But yeah, they had a lot of promise coming into this season, especially with all the talk going about their club, their fans, their culture, the signings they made, having State League One experience, and Yusuf Ahmed with another goal. He was one they're looking to this season. Unfortunately, they just didn't result as they would like, but I guess they get another season in State League One to prove their worth and to hopefully make finals in the next year. We'll see this last guy. I believe this is the Martini one. Unbelievable strike that on the left foot. Yeah, you could tell why he's a striker with such talent as well. This Atletico team is very young as well. I remember talking to their coach in preseason saying, I think there was maybe 1 or 2 players over the age of 25 in their squad. So they're very, very young, and they knew that they were projecting for maybe seasons in the NPL to come where they need a younger squad. Carboni there with a final goal for Eastern took that very well. I mean, a lot of players would take that first time or try and slow it down before taking it. But he took the touch with where the ball was going. He took it straight past the keeper with ease. And another one, I think, has come through their youth system too. So that was that. And I think that's all of State League One. But yeah, an interesting final game of the season clash between Raiders and Olympic with 1 point to separate the two. The winner will get automatic. The second will have to go through the final series.
Absolutely. We'll have a quick look at that table just before we do move on to the WNPL. As you said about the final spots as well, still very, very tight. Fulham sitting in fourth on 34 points and Atletico in seventh in 33. One of those sides will have to be dropping out of the final. So it will be interesting to see who does come this Saturday. And of course, the big one, Croatian Olympic this Saturday as well. Cannot wait for that one. We'll go on to the WNPL for their final round of the season. Campbelltown City defeating Metro Stars 3-1. Mowbray Vista defeated 6-1 by West Torrens Burkalla, which put them in the promotion relegation playoff against either one of Adelaide City or Sturt Lions. Adelaide Comets defeated 3-2 by Salisbury Inter. Adelaide Uni getting a win, the last win of the season against Football SA. And Alessio, well, we'll start with your game. West Adelaide defeating Flinders United 12-0. Nina Yamada scoring 10. You don't have to talk through all the goals, but I will show them. Utter dominance is really the only way you could describe that scoreline.
Have we got enough time?
Yeah, you're going to have to play the goals maybe at 2 times speed to get through all of them. But yeah, I mean, it's probably
we'll just play a few.
Yeah, I think result-wise, it was what people would have expected. I think it was 7-0 at halftime. I have to remember.
So a poor second half then. Or a better second half.
I can't remember. Yeah, it was 7. But it was interesting to note because I knew there was a couple of goals in the Golden Boot, but they were talking to Nina before the game of saying, "Oh, she's got to get four goals away, 4 goals away," and I had no idea what they were talking about. And I was trying to figure out, I'm sure she's not 4 goals behind the Golden Boot. Maybe it's to be her best ever career season. Maybe it was to be equal goals to game ratio in her senior career. And I still don't think I ever got the answer from Nicole when I asked her at halftime. But yeah, so the whole time I was expecting that she needed 4 to go clear top of the Golden Boot. But anyway, she got them in the first
Even the
half,
scoreboard didn't believe it either for the first 40 minutes of the match, how many goals there were.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's if that's not a reason to go watch your games live, then I don't know what is, because some people probably watching from a Comets or a Salisbury Inter perspective would be like, oh, it's still 0-0 there. We've got a chance. The Golden Boot could be on. They've got not got enough form coming into the final series, but no, it was utter dominance. The first time I've commentated West Adelaide women's, and I thought they were actually a good team performance throughout. I mean, as you would expect from some of these games, the ball could be moved slower, or players trying to get in on the act, but it was still a team performance front to back. Vic Costanzo, I thought, was one of the best players. Ball mastery out from the back, created a lot of these balls with her long through balls. Emma Ryan on the right showed a lot of pace in this game, and a lot of people forget she's their second top scorer with about 11 goals herself this season. And she provided a lot of these assists to Yamada, as well as Ellie Sparrow. She had a goal herself, but created a few chances up front. And our friend of the show, Nicole Blackett, I told her after the game that maybe Nina Yamada should give her a shooting masterclass after that as well, because I think she had about three or four shots from outside the box in this game, and I'm not sure if one hit the target. She had a few assists, I'll give her that, and a few nice touches in the midfield, but she was paired with Nina as a second striker for most of the game. And I think although she got the accolades with getting her good partner in crime the goals, I think she was probably a little bit pissed off with herself that she didn't get one herself in the 12-0 route. But yeah, 10 goals in a game. The last ever game we'll see of Nina Yamada. She departs overseas for an opportunity. But be interesting to see who takes her place in the lineup for West Adelaide in the final series.
Absolutely. And of course, with a week off as well due to the other finals going on. Mark, going towards the bottom end of the table, West Torrens Burkalla defeating Mowbray Vista. Mowbray Vista needed points against Burkalla to try and jump Metro, which now knowing the results they could have done due to Campbelltown beating Metro. They equalised at a point, but immediately conceded right after Vista, and then ended up being that 6-1 win for Burkalla, which puts Vista in that awkward situation of the promotion playoff match.
Yeah, it really does put him in that awkward position because we've been saying it for a couple of years that it's getting closer and closer. And could this year be the year where the WSL side does win that game eventually because they've never won it yet? So, and when you look at it, you look at Sturt and Adelaide City, and it is a fearsome two that are looking to come up. So it's going to be a tough one for Mowbray Vista. But yeah, they did get to get it back to 1-1, but then conceding, they scored in the 50th minute, then they conceded in the 51st. You've got to hold out for longer than that, especially against the Burkalla side that's playing football as well as what they are. And even Paul on the commentary said that the second half for Burkalla is probably one of the best footballing halves of football he has seen in the WNPL for a long time. So when Paul's saying something like that, you sort of pay attention, you stand up and listen to that, that's for sure, because I don't think anyone knows WNPL better than Paul Marchichetti. So it is a bit of a worry, Vista going into it with a little bit of lack of form, to be honest. They really would have wanted, obviously, points in this game, but if they were going to lose, not by 6-1, just so that they could take a bit of form into that game, into that promotion playoff game. So it's going to be a tough ask for Vista now. Like I said, we don't know who they're going to be playing against, but it's going to be tough either against or Adelaide City. But Burke's really just finding some really good form in this game going into finals football, to be honest. Like they're really doing quite well. They've jumped into third spot. They're above Comets, they're above Campbelltown. So that puts them out of the knockout playoff game, which is going to be between Adelaide Comets and Campbelltown. So great season for Burkalla, considering you boys, most of them picked them to be in the bottom. So just sort of had to throw that one in there a little bit.
and I'm sure, I mean, who didn't predict them to finish near the bottom?
That would be me. Hey, I don't get too many right, so
yeah, exactly.
I go for it when I can. So, do you want me to continue and go into the? I can go into the Comets and Salisbury.
That's what I was going to say. Yep.
All right, done. So Comets Salisbury are playing off, which Salisbury coming away with a 3-2 win. Panagara scoring for Comets in the 23rd and 74th minute, doing what Chrissy does best, and that is put the ball in the back of the net. Salisbury though getting the win with Marcelo Brooks scoring 2 and Cote Rojas scoring 1, which probably in the end wasn't enough for her to claim Golden Boot, considering Yamada decided to score 10. So, but no, look, it would have. I didn't get to see the game, but from all accounts, it was an enticing game, good game to watch. Both teams, obviously, we know what both of these teams are capable of, and that's why both of these teams are going into finals football. Comets are going to have to do it the hard way. They've got to get through that first round. They've got to beat a Campbelltown side. Comets will go into that with probably slightly better. Actually, it's pretty much of a muchness in terms of form. Both teams winning 3 in the last 5. So, yeah, it'll be an interesting one. But Salisbury are getting the result they wanted, which if they didn't, obviously, then Burkalla getting their win, that would have pushed Burkalla into second. So Salisbury taking that second spot, which is what they would have wanted, knowing that West Adelaide obviously had won the league weeks ago. So great result for Salisbury into Comets. Like I said, great game next in playing against Campbelltown in that elimination final.
Absolutely, and again another one to very much look forward to in the grand final rematch there. And as you said, Inter and Burkalla with that second chance game, I guess you can call it. Even if they lose, they'll have another chance to reach a big match. Of course, I think that's
Campbelltown.
Metro Campbelltown. We knew about Campbelltown and Metro. For Campbelltown, they couldn't really move from 5th place. they were locked in that position. Regardless of what happened, Metro Stars knew they perhaps had a bit of pressure from Mowbray Vista if they were able to get the result, but that did not end up happening in the end. And Adelaide Uni and Football SA, the two sides with, in all honesty, nothing really to play for. They couldn't move from where they were, either one of them. So at least Duncan Song as well for Adelaide Uni able to go out on a high with a 1-0 win in his last match in charge of Adelaide Uni. All right, we'll go on to the men's NPL for round 21. Adelaide Comets defeated 1-0 by Metro Stars in an early kickoff as well. Adelaide City 1-0 over Playford. Campbelltown with huge points against FK Beergrad 2-0. Burkalla convincingly defeating West Adelaide 6-1. Croydon 1-1 draw with Sturt. Adelaide United 5-2 winners against Para Hills. I can't remember if they were moved or not by the time we did our episode last week, but of course a lot of these matches were moved from the Saturday to the Friday due to the weather, and of course the Comets and Metro Stars kicked off at 6:15 for that one there. Mark, we'll go to you because surprise, surprise, you were at Jack Smith Park.
I was at Jack Smith Park. It seems to be like my second home. West Adelaide taking, well, only getting the one goal, but losing 6-1. It was an interesting game because Bacala were very good, but West Adelaide weren't poor. To be honest, it was an interesting game. Every time Bacala went forward, they just seemed to score. It was one of those games where everything they touched really worked out for him. Blackwood getting another 2. I think that puts him up to 21 goals for the season. I think it's put him to 21, which is like a goal a game, obviously, for this season. But it's things like that. Like, unfortunately, Otter just slips at the wrong time. But that was the night for West Adelaide. It wasn't that they played badly. It was just everything worked for Blackwood and for Bacala. Every time they went forward, they did look dangerous. And again, like I said, they come away with a convincing, in the end, 6-1 win. But there's some really good signs for West Adelaide. Yes, like I said, they get beat 6-1, but there's some really good signs for them for next season. If they can keep the core of that squad together, they've got some real positives. They've got some really good players in there and some really good positives. So the thing was that they needed to stay up. It's as simple as that, and they stayed up. And that's your first challenge when you come up to into any league, is your first aim, stay up, and they've done that. And then they can build on that and use that as a starting point. So in the end, Bacala taking some great form into the last round of the season and into finals effectively. They've now just got to hope they can get the result this weekend and hope the other result goes in their favour. But an absolute cracking finish from Maxim Ivanic. His left foot is deadly. You can't give him half a yard on that left foot because he will do things like that. And unfortunately, it just wasn't enough for them on the night. But again, it was little things for West Adelaide, like that little error there. And it ends up as a goal. And that's what the whole night was like. Otter slips, goal. Whereas sometimes that happens and the ball doesn't go in the back of the net. So, but no, Burke's looking impressive. They've got some players back as well. Sakani's back now. And I just want to shout out to Harpers here. He looked cool, calm and collected. And then he's just released Claston Thomas and a great assist from the goalkeeper. Claston Thomas just tucks inside and finishes in the end very coolly. So Harpers with a great assist. So I wanted to give him a shout out because it was pretty impressive.
No, absolutely. And I guess just one more thing, as you said, trying to build for next year, West Adelaide. We're already talking about next year. The big, I guess, positive for them is we saw the combination of Riley Stam and Maxim Ivanic was huge for them. When they were both on up front, West Adelaide were almost unstoppable. When they weren't both playing on the pitch at the same time, they did seem to struggle for goals. So if they continue that on, definitely a force to be reckoned with come 2027. I was at Adelaide City and Playford, also on the Friday night at Adelaide City Park. Just the 1-0 result for the home side, but it was what was needed. There was, of course, the chance that Adelaide City could have won the league that night, depending on Bacala's result, but that quickly changed with other results. It was this late one here in the end from Francesco Scamizzi, a second time. He scored a huge late goal. There was one earlier in the season against Campbelltown. Nearly missed this one. You just saw as he was trying to tap it in, but did manage to turn in the end. John Hall, outstanding once again. Both goalkeepers as well. I remember saying to Antonis earlier in the call that these are two sides who defend in particularly so well. A lot of their matches recently, or at least across the whole season, have been decided by a goal, essentially. And Osby and John Hall, outstanding for two veteran goalkeepers, I'll call them to put it politely. Two very experienced, just outstanding, and really one of the big highlights. Not too much other than that, really. Like I said, the two defenses holding strong as we expected from these two sides as such. And yeah, Adelaide City in the driver's seat coming into the final round this weekend. But of course, we'll talk a bit more about the permutations later on. Alessio, where do you want to touch on?
I'll touch on a few. First, I'll go to Campbelltown Beergrad. got a message this week from one Josh Murray saying, goal and an assist, what more do I have to do to make the team of the week? But yeah, bit of a surprise this game. I mean, FK Beograd are in the driver's seat after last week for a top 4 finish. They're still in that now as well, but against the unfavoured Campbelltown side who's disappointed for a lot of time of this year and last year too. But sometimes they can just switch it on. And when a man like Josh Murray is in the form he's in, he's just unstoppable. I think that's about his 12th or 13th league goal of the season. Career second best season since that Golden Boot winning season with, I think it was 18 goals that season. But goal and assist in this game, fantastic work from him. Marino, of course, Jordan O'Doherty, one of our favourite players in the league, again with a good role there. But for FK Beograd, they threw everything at it and it didn't really come close from all accounts. Bit of a derailer for their season. I mean, they're going to make finals, that's for sure. But in some of these bigger games, bigger pitches, seems like they are faltering a little bit. But in any case, I think for Campbelltown, as their season ends, they've got one more game, of course, but can't do anything more. It'd be interesting to see where this squad goes. It's a bit of an older squad now. There's obviously some goal scorers still in there. I mean, we're talking about Maxim Ivanic as well. Himself and Murray, I believe, are the second and third top scorers in the league, and they're the third and fourth bottom teams in the league. So I think they'll struggle to keep them this season unless there's a massive upturn in their season results or their signings in the off-season. But yeah, a good win for Campbelltown to end the season. They've got obviously one more, I think it's against Sturt on the weekend, where both teams have just got pride to play for. That's that game. I'll go through another one as I saw it here just before. Sturt and Croydon, a 1-1 draw. For Sturt, it's been an interesting run of games. I think they've been probably 6 games now without a loss, but on 3 of those occasions they've been draws, and 2 of them being 0-0 draws. So Diamantis got the scoring underway here with a fine finish, and then Passia John. Unfortunately, this doesn't show at the best with this camera work, but scored an absolute screamer with his left foot to equalise things just after this. And we thought last year was his breakout season, but he slowly had a second half of the season to remember with some of the goals he scored, some of the tallies he's getting up to. I'm sure he probably has more goals this season than last season, to be honest. And got him back in the clash. Unfortunately, that was all for them. They've kept their spot in the 6 for now. I believe, they're 1 point above Adelaide United, and Sturt Lions are 3 points behind them. So technically, Sturt could still make it if they beat Campbelltown by a lot and Croydon lose by a lot to Metro. So there is a really small chance. But for Sturt, they've got too many draws in the last couple of games, struggling up front. Their 2 top scorers haven't really played much this season, Diamantis and Rodriguez. So another team that's going to have a lot of changes in the offseason, I predict. And I guess we don't have the highlights here, but I did their round 20 game last night as well. Yeah. And they took my 0-0 virginity, and we and you're fortunate there's no highlights because there was no highlights. So
what game have you got this weekend?
I have the Raiders Olympic game, so that's
0-0.
a 0-0. And that's all in the league. I give up, to be honest. But no,
you give up.
Well, if there's any game that you don't want to be a 0-0, I'd say it's that. But I guess there's maybe there's one more game. Parry Hills Adelaide United,
and then also Metro and Comets too.
I could do Metro and Comets. I mean, David's not here, but that was the game that he was on. One that Metro had to win, one that Comets probably had to get something out of if they wanted a chance to stay up. Yes. And it was a former Comets player there, Arby Mullis, or as the dribble and YouTube like to say, Arbery Mullis, I think it was.
Arbery.
Yeah, scored
a good finish.
Scorcher. Top right. This got a big goal of the week, in my opinion. Ran all the way to assume his family member.
I was just going to say, Alessio, our opinion doesn't count, man, for any of this, because I picked goal. I picked save of the week last week, and it wasn't even in contention for save of the week. So
But yeah, a player I don't think we were expecting to see a lot of this year. Obviously, he did his ACL last season. I think probably 7 or 8 games in. So I'm sure he's had a lot of people in the off season doing work with him and his family supporting him as well. So to see him do that, score such a great goal as well, very very good props to him. And then the last game, Para Hills Adelaide United, one of the games that was on the Saturday, had a couple of players playing in this one that have now jetted off to the Otto Cup game, but you can really tell the difference of those players when they're here. Amlani Tatu, I believe it did this skill move like 2 or 3 times in this game, and the Para Hills defenders just couldn't clock on and couldn't keep their feet. But a goal again after that. I think was it 3-0 in like 8 minutes in this game?
Yes.
3-0, actually 3-0 in 5 minutes. Goals scored in 2, 3, and 4 minutes.
Yeah, it's a coach killer, but it's a team that you'd expect this from. I mean, they haven't scored probably a lot of goals this season, but when they're on, and when they're playing a very poor team, anyone could probably score this many goals. So they got a couple of goals in this one, but you got to say some of the Para Hills goals were actually quite good as well. Obviously, sometimes these youth teams switch off for a little bit, and when the game is set, they make some mistakes. But I think they really showed why they're a team to look out for if they make the final series. But we're not sure what they're going to come out with the next couple of weeks with all these players away. If they drop some of those A-League contracted players that haven't played much in the season to get them ready for the A-League season ahead, or they're going to play an even younger team, and good luck to the commentator having to do 20 changes. But the Para Hills goal, this one was quite good. Shiko Shiani, he scored quite a few goals actually for them this season.
Recently,
I think he could be up for a move maybe in the off season to a couple of clubs. He actually came from Adelaide Olympic, I believe. I remember playing with him in the reserves when I was there, and he was a good young player. He is, I think, 21 then or something like that. So he'd have a bit of interest in the off season. And then this last goal from Sam Adejo, who played for Salisbury United last year, I think. That's a fantastic goal. And another player who's quite young, had an impact at reserve level and played a lot in this NPL team for Para Hills, and maybe it'll be another one to look out for a move. But that's all the NPL. 1 game to play and probably a couple of positions still to look out for.
Absolutely.
Just going to say, Seb, the Para Hills can actually take some positives out of that last game. I know it's the 5-2 result, but when you look at it, when you go 3-0 down after 4 minutes, they actually ended up only losing 5-2 and scoring goals. They've done something right in the middle to be able to stem the flow. Because if you're 3-0 down after 4 minutes, I'm expecting it to finish like a West Adelaide score and be almost double figures.
Well, I think we've said that in recent weeks about Para Hills, that although they are still losing heavy at times, they look a hell of a lot better than they were mid-season.
Yeah,
there was that period in mid-season where they were losing by 7, 8.
Yeah. There's some positives for Para Hills now, and they can rebuild for next year. So some positives there. And to be honest, from a United point of view, I think it's a good learning curve for them, because the fact is they took their foot off the pedal. They should have scored, for me, 8 or 9. So it's a learning curve for them to go, actually, when we need to really go for it, like when we need to shut up shop or things like that, because the first goal was very sloppy to concede for them.
Yeah.
And they won't be happy about that.
Absolutely. All right, we'll go on to our predictions and all the massive games upcoming this weekend. First of all, Alessio, how did we do this past weekend?
Yep. Unfortunately for the table, Seb had a fantastic week, got 2 perfect scores.
Hang on. Where's that? Why was that the intro?
There's not a lot of movement. I mean, David actually had quite a successful week again as well. So hopefully he gets a little bit closer to Mark. But yeah, Seb picked the 3-2 Salisbury United women versus Comets, and he picked the 7-0 Sturt women's.
Expert. That's what they call us.
So yeah, 24 points for Seb, 19 for David and I, and 22 for Mark.
Very good. Thank you, Alessio. All right. First of the big games across this weekend, the State League 2 Championship playoff winners promoted final, whatever it's called. Vipers versus Pontian Eagles this Friday night at Service FM Stadium. Top of South against top of North. As you said earlier, Alessio, the two sides that were relegated from State League 1 last season. Who gets promoted on Friday night? Mark, let's start with you.
Oh, why are you going to me first?
Two friends of the show as well. We've had both of these clubs on this week. Very popular with the guests as well. So this is it's gonna be a real tough one too.
It is.
And if you're listening, either of these clubs, whoever wins, you are the guest. If you want to come on next week, if you're listening and you win, the spot is yours to take if you win the match.
Look, we're gonna be cruel to someone. Unfortunately, that's just the way it is. And I'm purely gonna go. Well, when I say pure, I'm going to go Vipers,
mm-hmm.
and I'm going to go 3-2 after extra time. And the reason I do that is they've got probably a little bit better form going into this game than what Pontians do. Only just.
Okay, I'm gonna go with I'm also gonna go 3-2 in extra time, but to Pontian Eagles. Alessio.
I'm going to go 2-2 after extra time and Vipers to win 4-2 on penalties.
Oh, he's gone the distance.
What a game.
Going the distance.
Can't wait for that one on Friday night.
That's what I was going to say. I mean, I think both of these teams are very, very tightly contested. I would say probably Pontian has more of the goal scorers than Vipers. They probably shared it around more than Vipers.
They've scored 51 goals, Pontians, to 35 for Vipers. So they've certainly scored more goals,
wow.
but they've conceded the exact same.
Interesting.
Yeah, interesting.
Very interesting.
Well, there's no real goal scorer you would point out to for Vipers, but they have a lot to choose from. A lot of young attackers, Precker, Bezabrazika. They have got I forgot his name, the one that came across from Cumberland, Scambiotera. Vipers have got him. He's one who has done a lot in the final series before promotion races. He's going to be one to look out for goals. And of course, for Pontian, our boy Katsianis, he's going to be one of the ones to look out for. I believe he played in a grand final before as well, maybe strikers. He's going to be one to look out for the goals. And very good game.
Very much looking forward to that one. We'll go on to the WSL. We'll do it a bit differently this week as a lot of games tend to interact with others. So we'll do City versus Jaguars and also Sturt versus South Adelaide. Although, to be fair, if we get this wrong, it is a little bit unfair on us considering we're live as Adelaide City are playing their catch-up game right now. So for all we know, actually, Sturt have actually been promoted tonight. I'm going to go for a Adelaide City win against Jaguars, and I'm going to go 5-0. Sturt against South Adelaide, I'm going to go 6-0, and I think Sturt will be promoted automatically this weekend if nothing changes to that tonight. Alessio?
I'll go Adelaide City and Jaguars 5-1, Adelaide City. Sturt and South Adelaide, I'll go 4-0, Sturt.
Mark, finally to you.
I'll go Adelaide City 4-0. And I'll go Sturt 2-0.
Okay. Let's see how that pans out tonight and this weekend. In State League 1, the big one, the top two, the York City versus Rochdale of State League 1 in South Australia. Adelaide Olympic hosting Adelaide Croatia Raiders. Winner goes up into the NPL. Adelaide Croatia Raiders more recently than Adelaide Olympic, but of course both hoping for that return either way. Mark, I'll start with you again. Who goes up?
Oh, gee whiz. 2 former clubs as well.
Keep in mind, you yeah, exactly. You can sit on the fence, but that would mean Adelaide Croatia Raiders go up.
Gee whiz. Where's it? Is it at Olympics ground? It is at Olympics ground. Actually, they're actually having a past players day. So the Olympic are getting a lot of their past players down for the day for this game. Because last time, an event I remember was them playing in a promotion game against Port Pirates a number of years ago.
Yeah.
And Olympic going down to 10 men in the first 15 minutes and going on to win the game and winning promotion. We were actually just talking about that the other day. So shout out to all the boys that were there in that group chat. I'm going to go based on form, Olympic 1-0. Olympic have won the last 5. Adelaide Croatia Raiders have won the last 4. So that's the only thing. That's all I can do.
Alessio, this is your game. You've got a huge one this weekend.
Oh, I forgot. It should have been 0-0 draw. Damn it.
You're welcome, Alessio.
I think on form I will go with Raiders, and I'll go 3-2 to Adelaide Croatia.
You just want plenty of goals after Tuesday night. You want to be rewarded with good karma for showing up for a 0-0.
First time ever commentating at L3 Football Park as well. I'm excited to see what it's like. And luckily we're in this part of the year where there shouldn't be any sun blocking the camera.
I'm going to go for a 2-1 Adelaide Croatia Raiders win. And for them to be promoted in the State League 1 match to the first of the WNPL final series, Salisbury Inter versus West Torrens Burkalla in the qualifying final, all hosted at Service FM Stadium, all being played on pitch 2 as well on the artificial. I'm going to go, and I know I'm already not popular with them, but I am going to go for a Salisbury Inter 3-2 win. Sorry, Burkalla. We do like you, but it may not seem like it. But Mark?
I'm going to go Burkalla 2-1.
Alessio?
I'm going to go Salisbury Inter 2-0.
And that other final, for those listening as well, Comets and Campbelltown we spoke about earlier. 12:30 Inter and Burkalla, and then 3 p.m. Is the Comets and Campbelltown City. Now to the final round of the men's NPL. Again, we're going to do 2 matches: Beograd versus Adelaide City, and Burkalla versus Adelaide United. The rough sort of permutations, I guess, is Adelaide City's league to win. As long as they can secure, if they get 3 points, they've won the league. And if you've listened to this podcast regularly, this is me figuring this out on the fly because we do a lot of preparation. If Adelaide City win the match, they'll finish top. If they draw, they'll want to hope that Burkalla also draw or they lose against Adelaide United. But as you mentioned earlier, Alessio, a lot of Adelaide United's first team will be away in the Netherlands. So there's really no way of knowing what side is going to turn out for the Reds. I'm just looking through the list they have over in the Netherlands, and the NPL players: Kalan Alagic, Blazovic, Crawford, Garuccio, Kasumovic, Monga, Motashimi, Nasiri, Nicola, Tatu as well. That's a lot of their regular first-team NPL players missing. So like I said, whether or not they do bring down the likes of maybe even a Brody Burkett, because he has played, and I imagine he's still eligible, is yet to be seen. And of course, they also need to win their match to try and make finals as well. So with that being said, the predictions for FK Beograd Adelaide City. Actually, we'll start with Burkalla and Adelaide United. I think Burkalla are going to win 4-1. Alessio?
I'm going to go Burkalla 4-0.
Mark?
I'll go Burkalla, and I'll go... I actually want to go... I want to go 4-0 as well, but just to be different, I'm going to go 5-0.
All right. So in our universe of predictions, puts all the pressure on Adelaide City in having to win their match at FK Beograd as well, away from home. I'm gonna go for a 1-0 win, because that just seems to be the Adelaide City way this season is very tight wins. So I'm going to go 1-0 away in Adelaide City to win the NPL. Alessio.
I'm going to go 2-1 Adelaide City.
All right, so you're also Adelaide City to win the league. Mark, are you Berkala to win the league, or do you think Adelaide City will bottle it on the final day? In deep thought.
I am actually.
What's going through your mind? Speak me through what you're thinking.
No, I can't. I'm going to go. I'm going to go a 1-1 draw.
So by that logic, Berkala win the league?
Yep.
Oh, final day drama.
Wants to be there in the Australian.
Yeah, I was going to say that.
Because I'm at Berkala, so if
you want the glory.
It's a great night. It's a great night.
Oh, perfect. Well, that's our predictions for the show done for this week. Of course, the rest of them will be available on our social media. But that is us done the show for another week. We thank Campbelltown and Anna Pritchard and Summer Doman once again for joining us. And like we said to Pontian and Vipers, whoever wins, message us and the guest spot on the show is yours next Wednesday. Yeah, we're more than happy to have either of you on. Anything from the two of you before we finish off for another week?
Thanks for coming out to all the games of some of the leagues that have concluded. The same for a couple of clubs that are going to conclude on the weekend. And then, make sure you're coming out to these final series games. Again, less fixtures, less games to go out and watch. So we should see more people in the crowds building towards those final games in September. But make sure you come up to us as well if you want us to be involved, or you want to be involved in the show. If you're playing in the final series, then get in touch with us.
Mark, anything from you?
Nothing from me at all. Everything's covered.
Perfect. And just lastly, as you said, Alessio, you're at Olympic in Croatia. Anywhere else?
On the boundary for the State League 2 Grand Final as well. And then, that's it for me this weekend. But, should be two fantastic games. And excited.
Mark, for you?
Back to Jack Smith Park, my second home, on Saturday evening. I'll be there for the Berkala game against Adelaide United.
Absolutely.
And I won't be at any other game.
Cannot wait.
Can't get to them.
Yeah, exactly. Cannot wait to see how this weekend unfolds. Very much looking forward to seeing it all take place. That's us done for another week. Please make sure to follow us on our social medias and all that sort of stuff. We have our awards coming up soon as well, so stay tuned for that and being able to vote on those as the general public. But for another week, that's us done. Thank you to the two of you. Thank you for David as well. Thank you to Campbelltown. And we'll see you next week, knowing who's been promoted and all that sort of fun stuff.
See you then.
And we look like we're heading to extra time, but there's still 5 minutes to play here, Mark. And by all means, there could be more chances. Still in the box, and it's another goal! And it's Andre Cole, the hero for Croydon! We thought it was over, but it's not over, and Croydon look like they're going to go all the way to the win!
We can't say that now. Here goes Yuki Sasaki into the area. Penagaris, Chrissy Penagaris! Adelaide Comets have taken the lead.
Falcon there, but it leaves Owen Windsor. And a third for Metro Stars.
Here's Emma Ryan. She's not one of them because she's from Darwin. The shot from DeCola. Lily DeCola scores in the cup final again and wins it for West Adelaide. As the ball cuts back here to Odenwalder. And James Odenwalder scores. He makes it 2-0 for West Adelaide on the day.
I bet he was going to be Travella if he puts one in. He goes himself instead. And it's still Soy Sakani. It's unbelievable, David, as well. And that one is definitely going to be credited to him.
Will have to be chased down by Rapuano. He'll put in a cross of his own. Hobbs wasn't able to capture it. It's in! It's not the one that seals out the Atletico promotion.
I got the skills to make the girls sing, and the geezers too. Yeah, we're doing this thing.